Here's a ruddy curveball, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Therapy. What a crazy club Chelsea Football Club is. Frank Lampard back? We were all wondering what he was doing at Stamford Bridge in the stands the other day. Now maybe free agent and available Frank Lampard could take the reins at Chelsea. Lots to crack into today, as you can imagine. Thank you for joining me on what is a wild ride of covering Chelsea. If you want the latest news and my opinions on the stories, please do subscribe to the channel, turn the bell on, drop a like, and also I'm very pleased to give you this. Chelsea are moving forwards, ladies and gentlemen, and you can too. A big thank you to my sponsor Surfshark for partnering up with me again. Surfshark is the best and greatest virtual private network, VPN, that you will ever come across. Slick, easy to use, and due to them being my partner, you can get an excellent deal. So let me tell you a little bit more. If you use the internet all the time, which you almost certainly do watching this, you will probably need a VPN to help you unlock the internet's potential and also keep you safe. Of course, there's a lot of digital fraud going on, and when you use Surfshark, it keeps your identity safe, your computer's location, and all its information, and in this modern age, why wouldn't you want that? But there's other benefits of moving around your IP address, your computer's location as well. You can access restricted media. Certain videos can only be viewed by viewers in certain regions, not if you have Surfshark, because you can hop over to said region and said piece of media will be unlocked. It's not just the odd video. I like to use the example of Netflix as well. You can apply it to the massive streaming service and move to other countries like I always do, from the UK to USA, to check out what the American catalog is saying. All sounds pretty good, right? But you're probably thinking, Jan, is this real expensive? Well, because Surfshark are my partners, I can continue to offer you the excellent deal of 83% off and 3 months free when you use my code FOOTBALL. That's right, 83% off and 3 months free when you use my code FOOTBALL. Simply click the link down in the description below to go take advantage of this excellent offer and thank me later. Chelsea are moving. Thank you, Surfshark. Check it out, link in the description. Oh my giddy aunt! Imagine hearing prior to the season starting, you'll sack Tuchel and rehire Frank Lampard. What a plot twist. Mental. I'm going to reference an article from The Athletic written by David Ornstein. This was broken, I believe, by Jacob Steinberg originally, now circulating throughout the media. Matt Law of The Telegraph is about to write a piece on it as well. I'm sure there'll be detailed elements from each different journo, giving you a little bit of insight in what is a sensational story. I'm going to cite this article from Ornstein, this short excerpt of information, and then talk about how we move forward. I'll tell you one person who is going to be like a dog with two ding-dongs, and that is Mason Mount. Straight back in the starting lineup. This is blowing my fragile little mind. The Athletic, Chelsea close to appointing Frank Lampard as interim manager until the end of the season. It did seem like Bruno Saltor very much was doing the interim job for the Liverpool game in terms of like a sense of duty. Nazar Kinsella said that it was more like he didn't want to do it. He just did it to like get a team out for the Liverpool game or whatever. And they are looking for an interim gaffer. Frank Lampard is available, and he will probably... Let's just read this. Chelsea are working on a deal to appoint Frank Lampard as their new head coach on an interim basis until the end of the season. So Frank Lampard would manage Chelsea for the remaining 9 games and the 2 legs against Real Madrid. And who knows? Frankie Lampard might get something out of the players. I mean, the players liked Lampard, didn't they? I know, like, Havertz and Mount and stuff like that, and Thiago Silva loved Frank Lampard and whatnot. What's going to happen with the goalkeeper? Does he bring Mendy back in? Because he bought Mendy to replace Kepa. There's so much stuff to consider that my brain... The West London club are close to an agreement with Lampard, which would see... who left Stamford Bridge on Tuesday night to watch Chelsea draw 0-0 with Liverpool, returned 2 years after leaving. Lampard has been out of work since being sacked by Everton in January. which, yeah, very recently. He previously managed Chelsea, of course, from 2019 to 2021, before being sacked and being replaced by Thomas Tuchel, who this ownership have recently sacked. The search for Chelsea's new head coach is being led by the club's co-sporting directors, Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley, before a decision is ultimately made by co-owners Todd Boehly and Bedad Eghbali. The sporting director's choice. The Athletic reported on Tuesday that Brighton and Hove Albion's Roberto De Zerbi is not in the running for Chelsea manager yet. Luis Enrique and Julian Nagelsmann, fresh from being sacked by Bayern Munich, and obviously Luis Enrique is a free agent, have both been linked to the Chelsea vacancy. Bruno Saltor, who has previously been a member of Potter's coaching staff at Brighton and then, of course, Chelsea, took charge of the game against Liverpool. Chelsea are in action against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Saturday. We're 11th in the Premier League, and of course we play Real Madrid. There are reports suggesting Frank Lampard could be in time to play Wolverhampton Wanderers. Right, before anyone has any strong opinions and before anything happens, this is an interim basis. And there could be many parallels of when Roman Abramovich got Lampard in. Yes, he got him in because we were under a transfer ban and he wanted to bring through youngsters, but also Frank Lampard was brought back in to make a positive feeling at Stamford Bridge again. Now, no one, remember it was pretty toxic under Maurizio Sarri at times. And also, as much as people liked Graham Potter, wanted the work, the Chelsea fans were singing "Sacked in the Morning," "You Don't Know What You're Doing" at Stamford Bridge. And they were, by the way, that's not a criticism on Chelsea fans. They were very patient with Potter. 11th in the Premier League and just loss after loss. And, I get it. It's I personally don't go down that road, but who am I to gatekeep people's emotions? And absolutely, in terms of being a general football fan, they were very patient with Potter. So maybe there's an element of healing the feeling at Stamford Bridge, bringing the mood up and backing the players in the stadium a bit more, and super Frankie Lampard. And the truth is, man, we scored goals under Lampard. We did. We played some of the better attacking football under Frank Lampard. So maybe it's smart. It's really important to note this is interim. This isn't like the Chelsea hierarchy deciding Frank Lampard is the one to take Chelsea forward for the next how many years in their project. They are listening to... I did a video today about Luis Enrique being called back to London for a second meeting. Apparently the Spanish coach presented a comprehensive dossier to the Chelsea hierarchy, or the sporting directors, the owners, and they were really impressed. And in said dossier, he was explaining what he would do with each player. I can't imagine Frank Lampard's done this. So, that you have to look at it that way. It very much is steadying the ship and not saying to, Nagelsmann and Luis Enrique, "I'll just come in now." It will be very much someone who knows the stadium, knows the players, and can get goals out of this team, because this team just literally doesn't score goals. It literally doesn't score goals. Odds are we could probably keep clean sheets with Kante, Thiago Silva, back three, but ultimately it kind of makes sense in that sort of way. It's super wild. I mean, of course, the joke is this is maybe this is how Mason Mount signs his contract extension, for those of you who would like that. But the players that owe so much to Frank Lampard, like Mason Mount, like Reece James, and like Thiago Silva. I mean, remember he brought Thiago Silva to Chelsea and he championed that. He wanted him to come. Thiago Silva was so respectful to Lampard. He sent him texts when he was sacked. He was really thankful. I think Thiago Silva will be very happy to see him back. Not probably as the long-term solution, but as just something for right now, you know. I think he'll probably stick with a back three, Frank Lampard. I think he'll stick with a back three, play Chile, and remember Chilwell as well. So many of these players have got his, like, you know, he brought Havertz and Chilwell to the club, and, you know, so many of these players will probably just be happy to see him, to be like, just for the next few months, knowing like, right, this is just for now, let's see what we can do, Gaffer. You know, Chile loved Frank Lampard. He wanted him, you know, like me. He was like, no, I don't want Tagliafico. I don't want Alex Telles. I want Ben Chilwell. And his laugh all you want, man. Frank Lampard's talent ID was pretty darn good for transfers, as well as bringing in youngsters, knowing like when, you know, when they're ready, when they're good or whatever, you know. So should be pretty positive. It'll be very interesting to see how he lines up in attack. But I think he'll probably keep a lot the same. I think he'll probably will keep a lot the same in terms of a back three system. Of course, when he like gets announced officially in terms of like, you know, he's back, then we can look a little bit further on who he's going to select. But you can sort of bet your bottom dollar that Mason Mount will be in there. I think he will obviously play people like, and he will continue to play Enzo for continuity. I think he'll probably play Kante. He did like Kovacic as well. That lineup yesterday or the night before could be something that he turns to. He could play a midfield three, but then and you know, start bringing Mount off the bench or something. I don't know. There's so much to talk about. Massive story. Look, it's wild. It will raise eyebrows. People may even laugh, but for the aforementioned reasons, it might make sense. For the good feeling, for the, you know, just knowing the players. And yeah, it's wild, but it's pretty funny as well. Anyway, let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'll be very interested in reading your comments here. Please do consider liking the video, subscribing, hitting the bell. I upload all the time, so if you do want to subscribe, hit the bell notifications icon. Do go check out Surfshark by clicking the link in the top of the description. And I look forward to seeing you back here very soon, mate. Peace.